Blessed be wildlings. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer, and this is Rabbit and Wolf Divination. These are going to be our February forecasts for our Earth signs. I didn't get to them last month because I've been having issues with my phone, but I'm filming these on my computer with my webcam, so hopefully this goes a little bit better. But today we're going to be using the Healing with the Fairies cards mixed with Doreen Virtue's Magical Unicorns deck. They're by the same maker, they're the same size, and they really like working together, so I've just made them into one deck. If you like this reading, or you like me, please subscribe to the channel and hit that like button at the same time. It really helps support me, and it encourages me quite a lot, and it gets our channel spread out for more people to watch. Or I'll be including links to my social media in the comments. But let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so what I see for Earth signs in February is that we're going to be doing a little bit of healing around ourselves, our parents, and any potential children that we have. I'm hearing that some of us don't have children. We're going to be doing inner child work, and then I'm hearing other of us do have children, and this is an energy that's actively affecting that relationship with those children. We are encouraged over the month of February to spend a little bit of time outside or to learn things about the environment that we live in. They say that there's a lot of really important parallels and connections that we'll be making through nature that we maybe wouldn't have made otherwise. There also seems to be some sort of opportunity arising for us to take on this healing, and it's going to present itself in a way that may be a little bit surprising or intimidating, but we are encouraged to go ahead and take the leap and to keep trying to make the progress in this energy, because it's ultimately going to be for our best. There's two shapes here and they are correlating with one another, and I'm trying to figure out how that... I feel like this is something that we don't really like looking at about ourselves. There's something that we just push aside. It's too painful, or it causes too much turmoil in our relationships, and so we've been spending a lot of time pretending it's not there. But the thing about the darkness inside of us when we kind of push it aside and ignore it is that it tends to get bigger and bigger and bigger because it wants our attention. And so long as we're not working with it, it's not getting better. This is definitely shadow work. We have several cards here that have really heavy black in them. Sorry, I'm still trying to get used to how to get these in my camera without the glares being on them. But yeah, definitely a lot of shadow work going on. And that's where I'm getting this whole, the darkness is expanding. It's getting to a point now that it's leaking into our other relationships, and it's making us feel really heavy and burdened, and so there's something that has to be done about it. But I don't think we know how to do it, and so that's why we're being encouraged to go outside and find that little bit of relevance to help us push through it. The energy of nature itself is natural healing too, because it functions at a very high vibration. It's source energy at its finest when we're outside and we're actually connecting with nature spirits. They sort of just exist in the timeline as they're supposed to. They don't really fight anything like we do. Nature doesn't seem to have as much of an ego as people do. They're saying that some of us live by creeks. This location that we're going to be finding is a creek. We're going to be walking in it, and we're going to have just some sort of sudden realization then and there about what we need to do, and then we need to take action on it. If you don't have a creek, they highly recommend finding a body of living water. Living water is water that's not being derived from a man-made source. So we're going to be doing streams, lakes, oceans, things like that. Rain made them, stuff like that. So if you have like a ravine in your backyard that's dry out half the time, but if it rains, there's water running on it, and you put your feet in it, that's living water. It's water that is made by nature, and it hasn't been altered in that regard. And living water has magical healing properties, as those of us who work with water spirits know. And that will help you a lot in this regard. I definitely feel like we feel really caught up in this energy. It kind of holds us prisoner sometimes in ways that we don't even realize. And a lot of times it takes other people pointing out to us that we're involved in this mess for us to see that we're involved in the mess. Most of the time when I look at this card, this is where I'm getting this idea. Most of the time when I look at this card in particular, I see her, but she's moving and she's dancing. But today when I look at it, she's trapped in these webs that are around her. and she can't get out. You see the cocoon she's in, she's stuck, she's trying to get out, but she can't manage it. But if she was to tuck into that dark hole inside of herself and do the work, those binds would just sort of slip off of her. And I feel like that's the energy that earth signs are in for this. We are avoiding work that we really need to do. And it's not because we don't want to do it, it's because it's hard. If you have a trusted comrade that you can talk to them. Or you're always welcome to book a divination reader like me. We're usually really happy to talk to people about their feelings. And it can help sometimes with a third-party relationship with somebody that's not actively involved in your life, because when you describe the details, they can see a little bit more clearly. And there's another group here that they've got a romantic partner that they need to talk to their feelings about. I feel like this partner has been through similar stuff that we have. They understand where we're coming from, and they have sort of, see how he's surging, these vases here have a lot of shadow on them, but he's in front of them. I feel like our partner has made more progress in regards to this energy than we have, and so they have a lot of insight to give us in that regard. That's part of the benefit of having a community around us and being a part of a collective that isn't just us. Just as individuals, we get kind of overwhelmed sometimes. We're being encouraged to listen to our feelings and to follow our heart in regards to this. If you feel like you've been betrayed, or you feel like you can't move forward, or you feel like something has to be let go, it's time to do that. Even if society or the people around you sometimes disagree with that statement. You know what's best for you in a way that other people don't know. But at the same time, third-party people, because there's two people in this card too, other people can give us a lot of insight in regards to our feelings. Like if we were to discuss this with somebody and we were to say, well, it just makes me feel really angry and frustrated, they would be like, well, I would be angry and frustrated too, or maybe you're being irrational. And that's what we really need the other outside party for, is to determine if we're actively have a foot in reality or if we're just sort of dwelling in our thoughts too much. It's as simple as we think it is. I feel like the connection that we're trying to work with, I feel like this group, there's some sort of toxic energy at play here, and we see it for what it is, and we've been doing our best to, remove ourselves from that, but for some reason the universe keeps trying to drag us back into this toxic energy, and that's because there is a lesson that we have yet to learn and pick up from it that we haven't participated in yet. We may be letting global events and everything distract us from it too, which is really easy to do considering this time period, but I'm being told that things are supposed to quiet down a little bit, thank God. And as they quiet down, we will have a little bit more time to focus on us, our relationships, and what this could potentially mean for us. And so that's a good thing. They say in between the period of work, we need to take time to relax and enjoy ourselves, because the work that we're doing is emotionally stressful and it does make us sad. And so taking the time to detox from that and, replenish our energy with things that are joyful and that make us happy is really important. We can't work all the time, and we can't be sad all the time. There's just no balance in that. Yeah, I feel like we've been asking for help with this from our guides and we haven't got it, and they say that's because the help that we want is not help that we need. What we need to do is we need to do the work and overcome it on our own, because if we can overcome it on our own, we're going to carry forward with those skills. And as we carry forward with those skills, we break generational curses and we prevent these sort of energies from infecting personal relationships to come. And that includes our children, our offspring, our friends, our everything. If we fix the problem, we fix the problem. It doesn't carry forward. And I feel like that's why most of us are here anyway, as living beings, is to, make the links come together and to break the places where there's disconnect and where there's toxicity and where things aren't healthily progressing. This opportunity is vastly spiritual in nature. Lots of purple and lots of blue with some oranges and yellows, which means we're going to have to listen to our intuition and speak our truth and be confident in that truth. Other people may not like what we have to say and may not like the way that we are portraying things, but it is very much how we feel, it's very much how we view things, and it doesn't make it right or wrong, but it definitely makes it what we're feeling, and people need to try to be respectful of that. And if they can't be respectful of that, then we know what we need to do. Cut away from them. we deserve love and respect from the people around us, even if they don't necessarily agree with our course of action. And they say, too, if we become overwhelmed by the situation that we find ourselves in, just go outside, please, and enjoy the ways that life does align for you and that life does make you happy. Don't let other people or the things other people have done to us or their lack of understanding of us limit our ability to find joy and happiness in our world. It's always there for us if we reach out for it. Another card saying, go outside. Go outside, do more physical stuff. You're spending too much time in your head and it's leaving you stuck in energies that would otherwise be escapable. And we're going to go ahead and pull some runes here. Just a closing message. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I feel like there was a betrayal in the family. Somebody that was supposed to love us just didn't fulfill that role for them. But spiritually, that's teaching us that we have the love and the ability to nourish and care for ourselves in a way that this person was supposed to and didn't manage. And if we can manage to love ourselves in that way, we will be teaching this person as well how to do that. We teach other people how to treat us by how we treat ourselves and how we allow them to treat us. And I feel like in the past we let this person get away with things that maybe we shouldn't have. And so we are making adjustments to not only bring about truth and clarity, but also to allow the manifestation of a deeper connection and more love to happen in its stead. I feel like for a lot of years we carried around a lot of anger and distrust and resentment around this. But we're beginning to see now more clearly that all of these lessons have accumulated in a way that have made us really unique and special and are actually the basis for some of our superpowers. And so while we cannot necessarily forgive the wrong that was done to us because it was wrong and it was bad and we have a right to be sad and angry about it, we are also coming into a really full and thorough understanding of exactly how being angry and sad has benefited us. And it doesn't mean this connection's good for us as a whole, but it did mean that it was good ultimately, if that makes sense. And being open and truthful about how this relationship let you down will really help it move forward and progress into the next stage, especially when it comes to things that you need spiritually or emotionally that you're just not getting out of this connection. And I think I said it'll be, they say one more card, okay. One more card and then we will be wrapping it up. Yeah. Things did not go very well. They were very sad and they were tragic. It was genuinely sad. And we needed to go through that period of knowing that maybe sometimes people aren't always going to have our back in the way that they were supposed to. But that doesn't mean that we can't have our own back. And as we move forward, we're going to be able to be grateful for the ways that this went badly, if that makes sense. It's definitely not easy to be grateful the way things went badly, but we're learning how to do it, and that is ultimately carrying us to new and deeper emotional waters that make us stronger and more powerful as a person as a whole. And so I really just encourage you to not only face the pain that you've been put through, but really try to come out of it on the other side, seeing the positivity and the benefit of it through February. It's not always easy to do, and it definitely makes us tired. Be sure to, reach out to friends and have fun in between the work too. That's important. But do the work. Don't avoid the work anymore. It just gets harder to do the more we avoid it. Things stack up. The paperwork gets more full. We wind up with deeper lessons. It messes up more relationships. It causes more tumultuous, chaotic energy along the way. So if we just deal with it here and now, it's dealt with, and we can rise above and move on to the next stage. But you definitely have to stop and do the work. All right, Earth Signs? Thank you for joining me. You can check me out on social media. I do daily messages on Instagram and Facebook. I have a Twitter account, and I'll have a Patreon soon as well. It'll have some additional content. And I also have a blog. It's full of all sorts of stuff. But it's at www.rabbitandwolfdivination.com, and I've included a link down in the description box below as well. But other than that, I guess we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.